Hi everyone, my name is Ammar Hassayan. I'm from Jordan, a Microsoft MVP for apps and services. And I have like 14 years experience deploying modern workplace collaboration projects across organization, across the globe. And today we're going to talk about a nice topic, which is how to create a knowledge base inside your organization. Everyone wants to learn something, and this experience can be rich and intelligent. So in this session, I'm going to talk not about the technology itself, but my personal experience deploying Microsoft Streams with SharePoint, Teams, and Yammer to create a knowledge base in a big organization with thousands of users and like 70 countries, offices all around the world. And the way we did that is there is a story behind it. So we were moving to Office 365 and migrating files to SharePoint Online. And one of the things that we've noticed in the file shares, there are a lot of videos. You know, you're migrating files to SharePoint Online, and you realize that there are a lot of videos in the file shares, and we have file shares in like 100 locations across the globe. So instead of taking those files and moving them to document libraries in SharePoint, we realized that those files, we need to scan them, know what about those videos. And those videos about trainings, you know, people are doing trainings, screen captures, creating those small videos and put them in the file shares, hoping for someone to discover them. So what we did back then is we started to use Microsoft Office 365 Stream. So Microsoft Stream is, it's like a YouTube inside your company, if you can think about it. It's a streaming service from Microsoft that allow you to upload your videos and look at them. So we took all those videos, and instead of putting them in SharePoint Online, we upload them to Microsoft Stream. So now, not only the videos that are on Microsoft Stream, they are accessed from anywhere, any browsers, without VPNing to those file shares, and they are searchable. So we started to think, why not to take that idea of moving, you know, it started with discovering some videos from file shares to uploading them to Microsoft Stream, but then it hit us. Why not to start taking this idea and create this knowledge workplace? So what we start doing is to talk with people in different departments. We have this huge operation department in the head office. Anytime that they create a new system, a new product, they create small videos about how to do this, how to request for a vacation, how to use the new SAP project, how to use this intranet solution that we have. So we work with the e-learning solution team, and we are using some video editing tool like Camtasia, for example. And for example, there's a new system that is going to be live. We work with the people in that department. For example, we're deploying SAP and SuccessFactors, how to request a vacation, how to add the new employee in the HR system. So we started to create these how-to videos using Camtasia with the help of the IT department, and start creating this how-to videos, uploading them to SharePoint, to Microsoft Streams, and then we had this huge knowledge base in Microsoft Stream. And then we started to think about, okay, people are not going to Microsoft Stream directly most of the time. They go to sites, learning sites. So we used Microsoft Share Communication site to create sites like the HR learning portal, the intranet learning portal, the Office 365 learning portal. And those portals, we have pages, how to create things, and then we refer Microsoft Teams videos, like I'm gonna show you now. So instead of talking about it, I will show you how we create the internal in-house knowledge base. Let me switch to my other screen. You can see here what we did after a lot of research and, you know, thinking about how to make this experience a global experience in the company. We used Microsoft SharePoint communication site. We created a site called Knowledge Center, and that Knowledge Center is a hub site in SharePoint Online. So, you know, in SharePoint Online, you can have, let me try to see. You can have a site as a hub site, and then you can link another site beneath it. So as you can see, we have this knowledge center, how to submit article to be published at the knowledge center for people, for example, who want to share new things. We have procedure to that. How to use the knowledge center, for example, explore video and so on. But now let me move quickly to Microsoft Stream. This is Microsoft Stream. Okay, it's available if you go to portal.office.com. Let me go quickly to the portal.office.com, and then you search for all apps, and then you go to, okay, let me search for Stream, and you can find Microsoft Stream. So this is Microsoft Stream. What I did here is, we have big adoption to Office 365. We want to help users to use Office 365. You know, we spent hours in training classes, helping users, okay, this is how you share file in OneDrive. This is how you create teams in Microsoft Teams. But the problem is, people need continuous training. And sometimes new employees can come in, and you want to give them that training. And having this face-to-face training is very expensive in big organization. So what we did is, we go to Microsoft Stream. We have created a channel inside Microsoft Stream called OneDrive for Business. Another channel called Microsoft Teams. So let me go to that channel, which is OneDrive for Business. And this is simple videos, 1-minute videos about, for example, how to share from your OneDrive. This is the most asked question. How can I share to person externally? How to can share internally? How can I co-author document? How can I upload files in OneDrive? And what is OneDrive for Business, right? So let me open one of the files. Okay. So as you can see, this is a video that we created using a video editing tool about simply how you can share a file in OneDrive. As you can see, we have a description, and we can see that it's authored by me, Ammar Hussain, and the reach of that Microsoft video is the whole company. If I scroll down, and if I'm user visiting this channel, I can choose to add this to a watch list so that I can watch it later. I choose to like this video, and I can share it. So I hit share, and if I want to share it with specific time inside that video, I can say, okay, give me a share link in that 10th second equal 10, like we have in YouTube, for example. I can email it, and I can even have the embedded code for that video so that I can host it anywhere that I want. So let me close that very quickly. And the good thing is, you have comments, so you can have people come here and interact. So for example, okay, I saw this video, but how can I do 1, 2, 3, 4? And people from the product team, which is the IT, can go and answer this question. Now, as you can see more trending videos. So Microsoft Stream will try to reach and find more videos that are trending in the organization, like this video about how to create a team in Microsoft Teams. You know, you give people tools, but you need to train them how to use them. So this is a video on how to create a team in Microsoft Teams. So let me walk you through very quickly how to create a channel in Microsoft Teams. You go here and you say, okay, let me create a channel. And the channel is our group of videos related. So for example, I can have a channel called how to use the new HR system. And inside that channel, I put a couple of videos to train people how to use the HR system. So you can have, for example, HR training. You can have a description. You can have a channel access. Do you want these videos to be available for anyone in the company, or just a group channel for a group of people? You can have custom channel image, and you will have that channel. Let me go back to Microsoft Streams and open a channel, which is this one. And as you can see, this channel is called OneDrive for Business. You can have a description for that channel. And what if you want to share the whole channel to someone? You can choose to follow that channel. So anytime someone add a content to that channel, you'll get notified about it. You can also click share and have a share link for the whole channel. So you can, if someone is having trouble using OneDrive for Business, you can just copy that URL, send him on Skype, for example. Here is a URL with the channel link. Go there. There are a couple of videos how to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we've used that internally, and we discovered that people tend to like to watch short videos than going and read documents on how to share things or how to create things, because who don't like to watch videos? For me, for example, if I want to learn about something, I'll go and find a video how to do it. If I cannot find that, I'll go and look for a document. As you can see also rich statistics from Microsoft Stream. So I can see that this video, 2 people like that video. So you can see that interaction. I can see that 3 people watch that video. This is the publication day and who published that video. So most importantly, I can search videos. So, you know, in big channels, you have the option to search for videos. And if you know, in Microsoft Stream, if there is a video, for example, and this is what we are doing, we have a channel called Office 365 Admins. And inside that channel, we have video, for example, how to restore a database in Exchange 2010. And this is a long video, like 40 minutes video, but sometimes you are just concerned about how to replay logs after you restore the database. So you can search inside the video, because Microsoft Stream will allow you to search about what is being, the speech inside that video. So you can search about replay logs, and inside that video, anytime someone says replay log, it will give you the time and give you the cursor to go to that moment in time. So it's not just a video streaming, it's an intelligent experience in that sense. So how we did that, we went to SharePoint. Here is the Knowledge Center. So instead of pointing people to Microsoft Stream, you know, we created this Knowledge Center, and we have, you know, Learn Office 365, Operation Training, how to use HR Team, IT Admin Center. Let me go, for example, and open the OneDrive for Business Knowledge Center. This is a site, sorry for that. Let me go back. So this is the Microsoft Team Knowledge Center. This is a site that we created, a communication site. We have an article, for example, how to create a team in Microsoft Team. This is a page that will explain to the users, okay, this is how you create a team in Microsoft Teams. But look here, we just have a couple of lines of text how to create a team, and then we added the Microsoft Stream web part inside that page. So you point people to a SharePoint site, you create a page. This is how you create a Microsoft team. And by the way, this is a video from Microsoft Stream about how you can do that. Let me try to edit that and show you how I did that. So here is a page. This is how to create a team in Microsoft Teams. And what I can do is I can create a new web port for Microsoft Stream. And suppose that I want to add the link for the whole channel. I will go to Microsoft Stream. Let me try to find that Microsoft Stream. And then I will pick a URL for the whole channel. This is, for example, the Microsoft Stream channel. And then I will click Share. And I will get that link and go back to the page this page. And I will choose I want to add a link to a channel in Microsoft Stream. Paste that. And what we will have is SharePoint Online will give me this nice view. So I have an article how to create a team in Microsoft Teams. But now I added a rich experience, which is a web part from Microsoft SharePoint called Microsoft Stream, and I added a channel. So now anyone go to this page trying to learn about how to create a team in Microsoft Teams, not only can read things, can have a rich experience inside SharePoint with all those videos. And anytime you update that channel with a new video, that web part will connect and bring all the videos in that channel. Where we use that also is we used Yammer to drive adoption for Office 365. And what we did is we have this Office 365 tips and trick. So anytime we deployed Office 365 in Dubai, in Dublin, or in Singapore, we go and ask people, this is a Yammer group, and in daily basis we'll post tips and tricks. And what we did is, instead of, okay, this is how you do things, or pointing to a web page, we can, from the news feed in Yammer, add a link to a stream video. So now, okay, this is how to share files directly from OneDrive for Business. I just paste the URL for the stream video, and I have a rich experience inside Microsoft Teams. What we also seen is, sometimes we use Microsoft Teams a lot. And every time we open a new project, or for example, the marketing team trying to open a new team, someone in the conversation, okay, say, okay, but how can I share files? How can I create team? How can I search for something? So let me give you an example. So we have here inside the social club monthly meeting, I asked someone to do a meeting, but Jennifer is asking, okay, I want to share files. How can I share files? They're very big. Instead of just typing how to share files, I'll just paste the link for Microsoft Teams, the link of how to create files and teams in Microsoft Teams. One of the things that we also did is, inside Microsoft Teams, you can add a tab that points to a channel. So this time, every time we created a new team in Microsoft Teams, and instead of having people asking, okay, how can I search? How can I do this? We just create a channel called How to Use Microsoft Teams with a tab that points to a channel inside Streams. So anyone joining that team can go to this channel, quickly see how to do things without asking the admin how to use Microsoft Teams. So we think this is a very, very powerful tool to create a knowledge base inside your organization. One thing to mention is, let me go back to this knowledge base portal, which is, I guess, this knowledge center. So what we did here is, we have a landing site called Knowledge Center. This is a hub site. And every time someone comes to us that, okay, the HR people, we want to create a knowledge base for the HR. Okay, create your site, complete that site. We'll connect that site to the Knowledge Center hub. And automatically, because this is a hub site, you can see all the aggregation of news from all connected sites here. So we have Microsoft Teams Knowledge Center. And if we scroll down, we can see the OneDrive Knowledge Center. So we have a lot of knowledge centers connected to one knowledge big center, which is this. This is a landing page. And this gives us the flexibility for anyone to join the hub site without dependency from us to create that knowledge center for him. And one of the things that's very cool is, we have this knowledge center called Office 365 Admin. We put all the administration documents, how to do things that no one except the admins should see. But if you connect that to the hub side, then SharePoint will respect access level, so you will only see feeds from the site you already have access to. That means that you can have like 100 knowledge centers connected to one hub site, which is the knowledge center. And when people go here, they will only see news feeds from the sites that they have access to. SharePoint Online, along with Microsoft Stream, power of videos, and the power of communication site, give us a simple way to create this in-house knowledge training. Now, for example, when I want to learn about how to upload files in OneDrive for Business, I can write any documentation that I want, but finally I can link to a video in Microsoft Stream. Or people can go directly to Microsoft Stream. Let me close that. And just browse the whole directory of how to. So you can see here that we have trending videos. I can see the views, the likes, the communication, can have channel per topic or per department. And what we saw is this hugely increased the adoption for when we deployed Office 365, for example, because with Yammer, communication sites, and Microsoft Streams, short videos that are 1 to 5 minutes max create all the impact, because people don't like to read documents, but they love to watch videos. And it's an engaging experience that I hope that you will try. And if you have any videos, just try to upload it to Microsoft Stream and explore what Microsoft Stream can do for you. I want to thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you can help me fill that evaluation. And I deploy this in a big enterprise, so if you have any questions, you want to share your thoughts, just ask me after the presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you.